Good evening, everyone. I feel so elated and blessed to be the invited guest on this program. Without much ado, my name is Ularo Timayen, a trained geologist, tutor, a poet, and of course, an entrepreneur. This evening, we are going to be discussing a very important topic, which centers on the rate of joblessness and the austerity which are evident in our nation, Nigeria. And we as a people, we cannot continue to fold our hands and watch as things are going on. We need to take a step so as to be able to change the trajectory of our nation. And as a people, we need to what change our disposition and our view. And the topic we are going to be considering centers on skill acquisition. Especially, I want us to know the indispensability of skill acquisition. It is something we cannot just throw into the garbage. It is not an archaic theory. It is something that is very much in vogue. It is something that we need to actually appropriate into our system and begin to do. Now, I want to tell us what is even the definition of skill. When we're talking of skill, what does it mean? A skill, as defined by the English thesaurus, it means a skill is a craft or trade that requires special training. Skill acquisition, therefore, is the process of learning a new skill. Nobody came down to this world with a particular skill. Every skill we know, we were taught. Of course, I'm not putting aside the issue of talent. There are talents. But even when your talent is not developed, it becomes dead. So that is it. Now, I want us to know that in the early days, before the introduction of Western education, skill acquisition was very common. In fact, the girl child was trained in the act of home care as well as crafts like dyeing of clothes, plaiting of hair, we know some of these things, etc. So many of them. While the maid child was trained to farm, fish hunt, involved in carpentry and some other things like that. With the introduction of schools, skill acquisition is gradually fading away. So sad. To some youth today, it appears to be rather old-fashioned. The reality, however, shows that only a little percentage of graduates are able to secure white-collar jobs with a good pay package. That is the truth. Just imagine myself. I left university in the year 2011. Now, if I had continued to keep on searching for white-collar job, then it means I won't be able to forge ahead with my life. It means I won't be able to make something out of my life. But I keyed in into what? Into entrepreneurship. And that is it. We need to wake up as youths. We need to stand up and wake up to the reality. Back in the days when people like my dad graduated from the university, it was right there as after the final paper. So many companies and organizations came to the school right there at University of Ife. And they were appointed. You just have to choose from different arrays of organization. But now that trajectory has changed. It is no more like that. It is no more, it is no more it is no more raining. It is dried now. That is the truth. And we as youth, we have to bring this into our subconscious mind that it is not as it used to be when people will be running after you with jobs. Now you have to create jobs for yourself. And that was why I took it on me during my NYC right there in Taraba State. I took it on myself to learn some skills. Especially, I keyed into agro-allied and I learned fish farming. That is it. You need to wake up. Schooling is good, but schooling side by side with an entrepreneurship training must go hand in hand, must go simultaneously. They must complement each other because you are trying to work for your future. The future is very important. No government is going to provide jobs for you. No government is going to help you out. You need to wake up. God has put in all the spirit of greatness. He has deposited in us that latent gift. And that is why we've got our brain functioning. It is we who need to take that bold step and do the right thing. And now there are things we need to possess for us to be able to acquire skill. Not just skill, we need to look around. Just imagine someone who is trying to take it, who is trying to work on a skill, and the skill is not really something that is in vogue in an area. That is why we've got brain. We need to work things hand in hand, vis-a-vis things that are rolling in a particular area. And that is it. And now, even after you've been able to get skill, you've been able to acquire skill, there are tips, there are things which there are prerequisites which you need to possess. There are things you need to put into place to make you stand out in the crowd. Because now people are now awake. Many people are going into acquiring skill. That means we have a pool of individuals. But now it is what you put into place that will set you out. It is what you put in place that will place you on a higher pedestal. It is what you put in place that will take you right there to the summit, and you will become the signature of all eyes. You'll be different from the rest. And I'm going to itemize some of this to us this very evening. Number one is creativity. You have to be creative. The global market is more competitive than ever. That's the truth. In fact, since the time I graduated, if I want to actually, list the number of individuals among my mates who are now practicing geologies, I'm not sure it's up to 5%. At least we're more than 100 that graduated. It is so it tells us that what the answer to the rate of joblessness is your own acquisition of skill. And this skill should not just be acquired, it must be backed up by creativity. I mean, intensive creativity. Creativity with vehemence in your mind, because you want to be great, because you want to set a pace, because you want to be a trailblazer in a kind of business line. That is what I'm trying to talk about this very evening. Now, another one is what? Problem solution. The point is this: you cannot just keep doing things the way it is done. You have to carve a niche for yourself. You have to follow a different line to set you out of the crowd. When you have the point is this: what pays now is when you can solve when you can solve the solution. I mean, the problem of people. People will definitely come to you in their numbers because there are many problems waiting to be solved. When you can solve this, people will pay you your dollars. People will pay you your naira. People will pay you in pounds for you to solve their problems. And that is why today you can see many people going into religious activities, being pastors and doing that. Because there are problems. As much as there are spiritual problems, there are also physical problems. That is it. And people are willing to pay hundreds of thousands, millions of naira to get it done. So that is it. You have to put it in place. Problem solving. And number three is what? Critical thinking. You have to be someone who is ready to think outside the box. You have to be somebody who is ready to think deeply and bring out ideas to solve issues. Number four is leadership. We have to know what are the uh what are those things that a leader needs to possess. A leader is someone who inspires, who motivates and empowers. That is it. You have to be ready to do this. Another one is communication. That one is very, 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 very important. Communication. You have to be someone who communicates. When you communicate, new ideas come. Communicate with people who are in line with you, people who are models, people who are your leaders. Communicate with them to be able to grow in your own area of expertise. That is what I'm saying. And that one is what? Collaboration. You must be ready to synergize. You must be ready to work in hand with others to improve yourself, to be able to solve people's problem. Another one is information. Information is key and information is life. We all know that. Information is very, very important. It is very, very important. You have to be informed or else you'll be deformed. That's the truth. Another one is adaptability. The world is changing. It is not just the world we need to keep an eye on. We must be flexible in our personal lives. Life is fluid. That is the truth. Life is fluid. Sometimes it is a stream, sometimes a river, and some other times a tidal wave. Learn to keep your head above all of it. That is the truth. This life right now that we are in, it is very hard to survive, but it is not hard if you're ready to adapt. You should be ready to be flexible in the face of challenges. Back in the days, there were jobs. Now there are no jobs. So what should you do? Should you continue to cry, go into mountains to pray? Oh no, my brother. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. The sleeping giant in you. Take that bold step, learn a skill, and improve your life. That is how to go by it. Now, another one is what? Curiosity. That is it. A curious mind is a deformed life. That is it. Curiosity will spur you to learn new things, new ideas, even when you have acquired a skill. It helps you to improve. You don't just stay stagnant. You don't just be complacent with the present situation you are facing. You have to take a bold step and move. That is what we're saying. You have to move. And that one is what? Reflection. From time to time, there must be a reflection. There must be an appraiser. There must be a personal examination. You have to ask yourself, which trajectory am I moving towards? You have to know all this. So that is it. Now, that is that. When you have all this, I'm telling you, the sky is just what? Your starting point. That is it. Now, there are many skills that could be acquired by youth. This platform is meant for the youth. So we are going to be talking to youth in particular because we are the hope of tomorrow. And when our lives are destroyed, when we don't have a hope of tomorrow, then it means our dreams, it means our aspirations are all shattered. And I pray they will never be shattered in the name of Jesus. So now, there are many skills that could be acquired. Some of them are number one, footwear making. I want to tell you, people like Adidas and Nike, they started just like this. They had a humble beginning, but now look at them. They are now a global brand, and the brand is in billions of US dollars. The greatest footwear brand in the world. They started right there in Germany, and look at where they are today. I mean, I'm talking of Adidas. Adidas started in Germany. Look at where they are today. Growing in leaps abound. You too, you can start. And that one is fashion designing. In fact, fashion designing. You can see many people going to fashion designing. Don't say because there are so many people into it. You too can make a difference. Yes, you can set a new path for yourself that you'll be different from the pool of people who are into it. That is it. Another one is barbing, interior decoration. In fact, this is a big business now. People are into interior decor and they are making their millions. That is it. You can also go into it. Another one is body cream production. Yes, some people are also into it. Another one is ice cream making. Another one is soap making, servicing and repairs of generators. Yes, mobile telephones. You can also go into it. Mobile telephone has become an indispensable commodity. You can also go into it. Same thing as our personal computer. These are necessary commodities. You can also go into it. Air condition, furniture. I have a friend. He was even a senior when I was in secondary school. After finishing university, even before he finished university, he went into furniture making, and now he's doing great. That is it. Just take a step. Start small, and sometimes you'll be so big. You could even be an international brand like Adidas and Nike that I just mentioned. So that is it. And that one is just like what I said, crop, fish and animal farming. In fact, that one is so enormous. I'm into fish farming. And the same way we can go into it. My own sister is into crop, she's into agronomy. So that is it. Let's key into a place, into an angle and work on it, develop ourselves. There are people who are in need of a service. When you render your service, they pay for the service rendered. And you, at the end of the day, you smile to the bank. So that is it. Another one is what? Public speaking. Yes, look at the people of like Fela Durotoye. They are making millions. Fela Durotoye receives millions of naira when he speaks, and many other people like that. It is about self-development. They develop themselves, and that is why they are where they are now. They did not just start. They did not just start and speaking. They started from their room. They started from among their friends. And look at today. They have become a national and international brand that speak to captains of industry, to CEOs, to MDs. I am earning them millions of naira. So you can start. Public speaking, it's very, very, it's a great area that you can actually key into. But you have to what? Sharpen yourself. You have to wake up the sleeping giant in you. So that is it. Wisdom demands that we use what we have to get what we need. That is it. We need to do it. And now is the time it is the time to start. Like that old say, make a while the sun shine. The sun is still shining. We can make a change. It is not until when we grow old, when we have kids, and we begin to run. Now, when there are no kids, or you're just starting your family, it is a time to make a change. That is it. In fact, if you're still schooling now, I will advise you go get a skill. The government is not ready to provide you with anything. You have to help yourself. Now is the time to make a change. I want to believe you've been able to learn one or two things during this broadcast. Just like what I said, I remain your friend, your brother, Uriwarotimiayeni. And I hope to catch up with you some other time on this same platform. God bless you. Make ish, make a while the sun shine. God bless you. Thank you. Let's make Nigeria great again by keying into skill acquisition. Bye for now.